In this video, we are going to look at how to debug code. Debugging code refers to looking at an existing piece of code and trying to work out why it isn't quite working the way it should be. Here's an example. Here's a piece of code that asks the user to enter three numbers. As you can see, the user has entered 50 and 40 and 90. And then the code is supposed to output product of 2 if any of the two entered numbers are multiplied to produce the third one. So those are the instructions. So again, take in three numbers, see if when you multiply any two of them with each other, they produce the third one. So if you look at the actual program here, you can see that the user is asking for three numbers, and that part is correct. So, and then the user here enters 50, 40, and 90. But if you look at what the code is doing, the code is not checking if the two numbers, if any of the two numbers are a product of the third one. It's checking that they are a sum, so it's actually adding them up. It's checking to see if 50 and 40 add up to 90. But of course, what it's supposed to do is to check if 50 times 40 is equal to 90. So as you can see, that's the main error in the program. But that's only one error. The other error that you can see is that that the programmer is supposed to check if any of the two numbers multiplied together produce the third one. So not only is she supposed to check is num1 times num2 equal to num3, but she's also supposed to check is num1 times num3 equal to num2, or is num2 times num3 equal to num1. So there really should be three if conditions in here. So to summarize, it is the wrong operation that's been used that will need to be corrected, and there should be three, not one if conditions. And on a presentation point of, from a presentation point of view, if you look at the output here, you can see the spacing is all off. There should be spaces between 50 and 40, and also 90 shouldn't be outputted here. So those are the kind of things you really need to want to clean up in your code, so the output is very clean. So that's how you debug code. To debug this piece of code, you would copy and paste it if you have that option, and go and make the necessary changes and run to make sure the program is running the way it's supposed to, capture a screenshot and put it into your document. Here is another example of a program that isn't quite running the way it's supposed to be. So in this question, you're supposed to check if, for example, if the temperature falls within a certain range and the humidity falls in a certain range, your program is supposed to output certain messages. So for example, if the humidity is under 40% and the temperature is greater than 60 degrees, then the program is supposed to output swim. However, if the humidity is less than 40 but the temperature is less than or equal to 60, then the program is supposed to say go to the library. Down here, when you look at the actual program, the temperature level is 55 and the humidity level is 44. And when you go back up and look at the program, if the temperature is below 55 and the humidity level is 44, then the correct column and row match up to watch a movie. That's what the program should output, because 44 for humidity falls within this range, and 55 for temperature falls within this range, and that gives you watch a movie. But when you look down here in the actual output of the program, it says go swimming. So you can see that that's not correct. And the main thing is the conditions here. So you're going to need to work out what's wrong with the way the conditions have been written within the if statement that's not producing the correct output.